Today, we're discussing the complex and sensitive topic of racism in Europe. Our goal is to educate and foster understanding, not to stereotype or spread hate. Let's approach this issue with empathy and an open mind. Racism goes beyond overt acts of hatred. It includes systemic discrimination, prejudice, and unequal treatment based on race or ethnicity. It's important to acknowledge that racism can manifest in various ways, from government policies to social attitudes. Our list is compiled using data from reports by organizations such as the European Commission Against Racism and Intolerance, surveys on public attitudes, and incidents of racially motivated crimes. Let's get started. Number 10. United Kingdom. Despite its multicultural society, the UK faces significant issues with racism, from police violence to discrimination in employment and housing, particularly affecting Black and Asian communities. The Windrush scandal highlighted systemic racism within immigration policies. Hate crimes surged after the Brexit referendum, targeting EU nationals and other immigrants. Institutional racism in the police force has been a long-standing issue, with numerous high-profile cases of racial profiling and brutality. Number 9. Germany. Germany has made progress since its past, but xenophobia, especially towards Turkish and Syrian immigrants, remains a problem. The rise of far-right groups has exacerbated these issues. Anti-immigrant sentiment has been particularly strong in the eastern regions. Hate crimes, including attacks on refugee shelters, have increased. Discrimination in employment and housing further marginalizes minority communities. Despite these challenges, Germany also has strong counter-movements advocating for tolerance and inclusion. Number 8. Poland. Poland has seen an increase in nationalist sentiment, with racism directed towards refugees and ethnic minorities like Ukrainians and Romani people. The government's refusal to accept large numbers of refugees during the European migrant crisis has been linked to a rise in xenophobia. Hate crimes, including physical assaults and vandalism, have targeted migrants and ethnic minorities. Public demonstrations by far-right groups have also become more frequent. Number 7. France. France, known for its values of liberty, equality, and fraternity, still grapples with racism, especially towards North African and Muslim communities. Police violence and discrimination remain pressing issues. The banlieues, or suburban areas, often house large immigrant populations and are sites of frequent tension with law enforcement. Islamophobia has been on the rise, with attacks on mosques and anti-Muslim sentiments becoming more common. Additionally, anti-Semitic incidents have increased, targeting Jewish communities. Number 6. Slovakia. Slovakia has been criticized for its treatment of the Roma community, with issues ranging from segregation in schools to violent attacks. The Roma often live in isolated settlements with poor living conditions and limited access to public services. Discrimination in the justice system and law enforcement further compounds their struggles. Anti-Roma sentiment is widespread, and political leaders have been accused of using racist rhetoric. Number 5. Ukraine. In Ukraine, African students and migrants from Asia often face discrimination and violence, reflecting broader societal issues. Reports of racially motivated attacks and harassment are common, with little intervention from authorities. The conflict in eastern Ukraine has also heightened nationalist sentiments, sometimes resulting in xenophobic attitudes towards those perceived as outsiders. Discrimination in higher education and employment further marginalizes these groups. Number 4. Greece. Greece has experienced significant tension due to the influx of migrants. The rise of far-right groups has contributed to a hostile environment for many minorities. The economic crisis exacerbated these issues, leading to increased scapegoating of immigrants for economic woes. Hate crimes against refugees and asylum seekers, especially on the islands where many are housed, have been reported. The Roma community also faces systemic discrimination in housing and education. Number 3. Russia. Despite its diverse population, Russia struggles with xenophobia and racially motivated violence, particularly against people from the Caucasus and Central Asia. Nationalist movements have gained traction, often targeting immigrants and ethnic minorities. High-profile cases of racially motivated attacks, including beatings and murders, have drawn international condemnation. Additionally, Central Asian migrant workers face significant discrimination in employment and housing. Number 2. Italy. Italy has seen a rise in xenophobia, especially towards African immigrants and the Roma population. Anti-immigrant rhetoric has been prevalent in political discourse, with some politicians using it to gain support. Incidents of racial violence such as attacks on migrant camps and racist chants at football matches highlight the challenges faced by minorities. The southern regions, where many migrants arrive, are particularly affected by these tensions. Number 1. Hungary. Hungary has faced criticism for its treatment of the Roma community and refugees. Reports indicate high levels of discrimination and hate crimes. The Roma, one of Europe's largest ethnic minorities, often live in segregated communities with limited access to education and employment. Additionally, the government's hardline stance on immigration has led to hostile environments for refugees and migrants, particularly from the Middle East and Africa. So, what can we do? Awareness is the first step. Educating ourselves and others, supporting anti-racist policies, and fostering inclusive communities are crucial. Remember, racism isn't confined to a few countries or regions. It's a global issue that requires a collective effort to overcome. Thanks for watching Nexus Nerds. Let's continue these important conversations and strive for a more just and inclusive world. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep dives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and compassionate.